shake. Whispers in the forest deep, where silence and secrets keep. Footprints large, they make us leap. Is he real or just a creep? Mountains high, valleys low, where Bigfoot stops, none will know. Watch and wait for the show. Truth for tale, time will show. Bigfoot stop, hear the ground shake. Bigfoot stop, trees that break. Bigfoot stop, tracks we make. Bigfoot stop, hearts awake. Mountains high, valleys low, where Bigfoot stops, none will know. Watch and wait for the show. Truth or tale, time will show. Bigfoot stop, hear the ground shake. Bigfoot stop, trees that break. Bigfoot stop, tracks we make. Bigfoot stop, hearts awake. In the dark, woods so deep, I feel the shadows creep. Bigfoot's out there, I believe, in the rustling leaves. Hear his steps on twigs, smell the wild where he lives. Tracks so fresh he leaves, out in the open breeze. Bigfoot trails, can you see him? Smell him in the evening wind. Can you hear the sounds he makes? Out on his trail, I'll catch him yet. Through the fog I wander, mystery I ponder. His legend keeps me stronger as I keep pushing longer. Close I feel his breath, chasing myth to death. I'm racing all my fears, we'll see who disappears. Face to face I'll find truth etched in my mind. In the still of nighttime, it's him I'm gonna find.
Greetings from South Carolina.
And Cape Cod.
in Southern California.
So we've got everywhere in the U.S. coast.
the three corners of the country.
We should have called it coast to coast.
There you go. Very original.
That would have been prudent. But
I guess to get started, we have to explain to everybody why we're running a little bit late. And I don't really know if I even want to bring that up, but it's been a technical nightmare this week. Everybody's having problems. So let's just say that Pons had video problems and I had audio problems, and Sarah had comprehension problems.
But I'm bumped.
What a shocker! But there you go. Anyways, welcome everybody in chat there. There's some of you up there. So we're just going to start from here and say welcome everybody. Good to see you. And yeah, you guys talk.
No, I think the best thing to do is, since it's Thrash's usual time spot, and by the way, I'm representing too. And
you're my hero.
and we're kind of going to do a show about Bigfoot, and we're going to save the world from Sasquatch movies tonight. But before we do that, let's just let Thrash spend about 3 or 4 minutes greeting the people in the chat like he normally does. That way, before we get started and blabber on about Bigfoot, we can show our people who actually showed up a little respect.
Okay,
right.
Let's see. We got Judgment Day Mike Harper here. Judgment Day, so good to see you. Emily Miller, oh my God. Thank you for your perseverance. I'm so glad you could make it tonight. Miss Esmeralda's here, by the way. Yeah, I said hi to you earlier in the chat, but I'm so glad you're able to make it here tonight. Tuber Chat, Connect and Grow is here. Hello to you. Welcome to the party. Ken Wilkinson, I got your text, by the way. I sent you a message. yes, we were having technical problems, and I'm not sure we're totally out of the woods, but I'm so glad that you stayed and were persistent. Cindy DD, oh my God, Cindy DD, so glad you could make it. Blue Chicken, welcome to the fun tonight. I'm just going to skim down as I go because I'm sure there are people who've been waiting with breath, which is bated. Oh, look, My Flock is everywhere. Is in the chat. Hi, My Flock. Glad you
Hi.
could make it.
Believe it or not, I'm here. Crazy.
Crazy. How many? Oh, Harold the Hatter. I don't know if he's still here because I'm going way back. Harold the Hatter was here some half hour ago. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for your patience. It was just one thing after another.
I don't know. Everything just started on mine, turning in circles.
It was weird. It was weird. But I always have better luck, not perfect luck, but I always have better luck with my laptop. So I'm kind of glad I went back to that. And it looks like that's pretty much everyone in the chat. I'm skimming through again just to make sure. Oh, Lobo Gris is here. Ironically, this is where we all came in. Lobo, funny story. Somehow I got a link to one of your earlier live chats. And here I am. I'm waiting for Sister Sarah to let me in. And I'm sitting there and it's a blank screen. And it's only the host can see you. And then I happen to look up and it says Lobo's Lounge. And I'm like, I'm waiting to get into a chat which no longer exists. And as Sister Sarah's just pointed out, we lost Dan. So you know what? It's going to be a bumpy ride tonight, folks, but we're all going to make it, I promise you. And anyway, Lobo, Gris, welcome to the party, such as it is. Yeah, Sarah, your laughter is contagious.
Oh, yeah, also I hate emails.
Form is content. Hello, Form is content. So good to see you.
Right.
I couldn't have said it better myself. What the hell is that?
That would be Paulo. He had a fight with his missus. I
know the feeling.
Right. Well, see, he wouldn't let her eat, and she got upset, and then they were fighting, and she was curb stomping him. So he had to come out so she could eat. And normally where he goes, she goes, but she was hungry, and he was being a jerk. So
men usually are. Is it Apollo or Paulo?
Paulo. He's Brazilian.
Paulo, everywhere I'll follow. That was the best I could do on such short notice. Yeah.
There you go.
Everyone says Paulo.
Yeah, well, he's Portuguese. And swear.
Obrigado.
Yeah, obrigado, Paulo. Obrigado, right? Yeah. Dan's back. It's crazy.
And Harold the Hatter is still in the chat. Harold, I want to thank you for your patience, bro. And look who's back. Dan the man.
Whoa, this is Bizarro World. Check it out.
Hey, Tug, you didn't miss anything. It's been an hour of technical problems.
All of a sudden, my StreamYard just went completely out, and it says this site cannot be reached.
You gotta restart your computer.
Odd. Oh,
is that crazy? I showed you. I told you, it's a night of technical difficulties.
This is because it's more real than Bigfoot here. Yeah, good to see you. Fun today talking to you about ships. Also, I got Paulo here, and he's going to start biting me, so I got to get myself off camera for a minute. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Now he can't see himself, and he'll get less bitey, and I can put him back in his room. Yeah, there you go.
I think I've actually, if you're in the chat and I haven't said hello to you, I'm sorry, I missed your icon. So please feel free to say something, and I will act accordingly. But welcome everyone who is in the chat at Prison.
No. I bet if I turn this thing sideways, it won't work right, will it?
It looks fine to me.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's great.
I can't hear too great on it, but I basically have the same look.
I know. I had to crank my hearing to hear you guys. I mean, like my settings at 200 now. What? What?
I was already having trouble hearing.
I know the tinnitus. It's terrible. You know.
Anyways, I got great everything for the first time ever. It's amazing. I'm gonna shut
I just don't know what's going on, man. It's like the night of technical death to me. I swear to God, the laptop will not let me get back into StreamYard or nothing. It won't even let me get back into my. It won't even let me get into my Gmail.
Did you try restarting it?
For some reason, I cannot get onto my Facebook account with my laptop. I've reset my password. I've had like codes sent to my phone. I've done everything.
I can't get Facebook on my computer either. There's no button to add it. It just won't let me add it. You wonder what I do?
Weird.
At first I thought it was because I was like retarded and thing. And then I was like, okay, so somebody who can read can go. And they're like, well, there's no button. We can't. And I'm like, and there you go.
So there you Oh, so you can't hear me or you can hear me now? I thought you guys can hear me now.
We can hear you just fine. What are you talking about? What's happening?
I think I blinked out with Cindy. Oh, What You Mean is here. He says, hello, everyone. And
Hello, Jamin.
Kay Moonin is here. It says, good evening to everyone. Hello, Kamoonin.
Comic books.
Ah.
Yeah.
A postcard to my own heart. Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, yeah. There you go. And there you are. And there we are.
So, has anyone else seen Monster Beach Party?
Unfortunately, I have.
You know, I tried. I decided, because I actually own a copy, I decided that I was actually going to do a little digging, come up with some fun facts. There is no information about that movie whatsoever. It's not even listed on IMDb. It's on Rotten Tomatoes and a couple other cult film sites, but it's not even listed. I even went through and found some of the actors in it and checked their IMDb sites, and it doesn't list Monster Beach Party or Monster Beach Party A Go-Go in there. And it's funny because it's actually, if you're a fan of those old beach movies with like Frankie and Annette, it kind of fits the template. It's a farce, but it's actually, parts of it are kind of funny. But no one's talked about this movie, so I can't give you any fun facts on that, I'm afraid.
I think I heard that it was a really independent movie, shot with some guy's friends, on a real low budget, and kind of come out like, one of your schlockier homemade movies.
Yeah, like Lost Skeleton of Cadavra or some of those student films. Yeah, that's
it had that vibe when I seen it, but I'd heard a few things about it before I seen it. I think it's on YouTube.
All I could find is the trailer and a few fan posts. But
I discovered one last night by accident, and it was called Bigfoot versus DB Cooper.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it. How was it?
Yeah, it was. What I saw of it was horrible. I hate to be the guy that does a spoiler, but DB Cooper kills Bigfoot.
Of course.
And in the end, during the fight, Bigfoot bites him, and DB Cooper becomes a Bigfoot.
So Bigfoots are vampires now.
More
like a were Bigfoot, I guess.
More like a werewolf. Chance is here. Chance is here. Hey, Nostalgic Podcast, how you doing, bro? Good to see you.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Who was that?
Chance.
Oh, Chance over at Nostalgic Podcast.
Yeah,
well, that would make sense. DB Cooper parachuted into the Pacific Northwest, and that is sort of like ground zero for Sasquatches. Sasquatchy. Sasquatch. Whatever the plural of Sasquatch is.
Sasquatches.
Uh-oh.
You're cutting out.
Uh-oh. It's not me this time either.
Now he's up here again twice.
No biscotti.
Oh my gosh. Is he giving me his computer?
Oh.
Yep. Well, you're going to have to just leave. There you go. There, we've done it.
It sounded like a monster gerbil.
Oh my God! Now I can't hear nobody. Sarah, fix your cord.
Not me. Shut up, Pons.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
If you can hear me, hold up 2 fingers. Ha 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 ha! I want to jump off a bridge.
Oh, Doug's like, we can discuss tax folders later.
It's like he's messing with me again.
It's not me. Look, the only thing that's gone wrong in my life today is I have a bird in my room because he had a fight with his missus over bird seed.
Oh, he sounds pissed now too.
Well, yeah, there you go. All right, we'll keep talking, Pons. We'll get Dan back eventually.
If I must. So, remember that movie, the Birds 2 we were going to do where the birds mount a counterattack?
Yes, right.
I think your house is ground zero for that. Well, that's 2 uses of ground zero in one live chat. I really need to come up with more reference points. Hi, Paolo. Paolo, attack.
And then he's back on his phone.
I give up.
Courage, Dan. Courage. We're all in this
together.
Man.
I get the laptop working again, and when I go back on, it's like the no sound thing that she was messing with me earlier. Same way.
Is that a monkey laughing? M says. In this case, no, it's a bird. A monkey bird. A flying monkey like in Wizard of Oz. Remember those?
Look at, yes.
Paul,
sorry, I'm being kissed.
Happy,
Paul,
yes,
why
Cindy, happy wife, happy life. And the reverse is doubly true, I promise you.
So in the future, we'll actually redo this show and do it a lot better. We're just going to call this like we're just going to call this like a trial.
Yeah, trial by ordeal.
Not even if it was a pilot, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't get picked up already.
If it was a pilot, it would have crashed.
No, if it was a pilot, we would have been picked up for 3 seasons already because comedy sells.
Hey, it's Pons's pilot.
Whoa!
Pons's pilot? Get it? Pons's pilot?
Yeah.
We have no
I get it.
Teaser. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was the best I could do on such short notice. Esmeralda says, no hour she's gone. But it says, as we discussed yesterday, better busy than bored. I dream of being bored, actually.
I don't. It's terrible. Don't do that.
It is, but you can rest. Pardon me.
I don't know about that.
See, the summers are really crazy up here on Cape Cod. We're a hospitality-driven region. Oh my God! Saturday night. By the time I got home Saturday night, I felt like I had been mugged. Oh, the restaurant was so busy Saturday. It was like Uber cray. But now, by the way, now speaking of big feats, so they're mostly known for the Pacific Northwest. But have there been sightings in your neck of the woods, Sarah?
Yeah, so I hear.
Really?
Maybe not the Temecula area, but I think some are out in LA places and other, like, the place with the volcano in California. Old Yosemite, whatever? I don't know.
The geyser.
Yeah, the geyser area.
The geyser, the one that they said if it ever actually blew, it would wipe out life on Earth.
Well, would we notice?
I saw that on the Unexplained with Will Shatner. They said if that thing really was to go kablooey, it would really do a number on the biosphere.
Right, but then if you're trapped in space, you're so screwed. It's you're dead.
Well, valid point.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm of a different opinion. I don't think it would end life on Earth.
Well, probably not all life on Earth, but it would be like Krakatoa. Like
it'd probably be a little worse than that. But
Krakatoa was pretty bad. Krakatoa.
Look, the only thing that you would truly miss about California is the electric grill.
Oh, and Chin, don't worry about being late. The first hour was technical problems.
You're right.
So you actually.
To me, they're actually still ongoing for some reason.
Well, for some of us.
Some of us.
Look who's talking.
I couldn't resist.
Keep frozen that day. He has to call on the phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'd rather be on my laptop because I like the laptop a lot better than the phone because of the volume so much better and I can hear it better. And I don't understand what's going on with the laptop
It's Gremlins.
Right? I'll be right back.
But I know, and Cape Cod is pretty much the other side of the country, literally. And we actually had our own sightings here. There was something on Cape Cod back in the 70s. It was called we named it the Bacon Stretcher because apparently the this guy had pigs, and it got on his farm and ate the pigs, but the remains were kind of stretched out. So, like, no human could have stretched these pigs. So it had to be something of great strength, like a Bigfoot. And there was actually a sighting in Sandwich, which, in fairness, they're not sure if it was authenticatable or just some kid running around in a Chewbacca mask. But there was a sighting in Sandwich in the late 70s.
Of
course-
Town Park.
The bigger thing, though, is you guys heard of the Dover Devil?
Yeah, Dover, Delaware.
Well, that actually was happening around the time I was. You know what they're trying to say the Dover Devil was now? They're trying to say it was a baby moose. I'm like, that thing wasn't no moose.
No moose.
No, it was a baby moose before the antlers. No. This thing was walking upright.
You know, I think there is a lot of cases where people see what they think they see, but they're actually seeing something else. That's mistaken identity. Like you thought you saw Bigfoot, but it was a bear, or you thought you saw the Jersey Devil flying in the sky, but it was one of these bats from South America. I think you do get a lot of that mixed in with reality.
Of course.
I'm sure you do. I must have told you about the kid. I was in the islands when I was a kid years ago. And this is when England was at war with Argentina. And we were about to go out doing a little fishing, and we saw a British sub. We saw the silhouette right along the horizon. So we get in our little boat and we go out to say hi, because it's kind of a big deal, a British sub. It was a dredge. And what we thought was the conning tower was just like the guy's little dredge shack, and he had it was basically an exhaust pipe that we thought was the periscope. So, but from 500 yards away, it looked like the silhouette of a sub. So, yeah, people do tend to see, as you say, Dan, what they want to see.
I agree with that 110%. So, Pons, did you get a chance to watch the Bigfoot movie we talked about?
Both of them, I did. I saw Creature from Black Lake and Boggy Creek. I saw both of them. Both of these movies I actually saw when I was a kid, and it's funny because I can't decide which one I like better. I love the Dub Taylor story. For some reason, that I always found that one to be like really, really touching. So I kind of favor that one, Boggy Creek over Black Lake. But again, they're both really solid.
I agree. But you got to remember that the Creature from Black Lake is more fiction added stuff. You know, it's not a 100% accurate account of things like the Legend of Boggy Creek was supposedly a true story, documentary style.
About the Folk County monster in Arkansas.
Right. And, right now, a lot of people might not even have no clue what we're talking about. So I think Sarah has a Boggy Creek video she's going to play. It's about 5 minutes long.
Super.
Hopefully it's the right one.
And hopefully, because everything else has been screwed today, but hopefully we'll get to see it.
Fingers crossed.
Right? Hopefully it's the right one. So I'm going with I guess it's this one, right? No, that's not. No, what am I? Oh, wait, no. Wait. Apparently, I don't have it up here.
Oh, sure. Well, I'll just have to fill the dead air again.
No. I have to hit the copy link. If I don't hit the copy link, I'll never have it. Now we got to go to percent. There we go. Yes. I think it's this one. I think. There we go.
Theoretically, you should be seeing a trailer.
Here we go.
Is this the right one?
Let's see.
I hope so.
Legend of Boggy Creek, yes.
Okay. Cool. Let me turn it up and make it full screen, and we're going to play it.
Here's a Shock Theater double feature for you. We bring you the best and the worst Bigfoot movies ever made.
primitive river bottom wilderness in southern Arkansas. Along with deer, duck, crane, and beaver, lurks a creature that walks upright. Whether it is a man, a monster, or a myth, no one really knows. What we do know is the people around Polk, Arkansas say they have seen such a creature nearly 250 times since 1954. And that this creature, whatever it is, emits one of the most terrifying sounds ever recorded. The Legend of Boggy Creek, rated G. Hello, Sheriff. Something terrible happened. Another one of them creature stories. Only this one tops them all. It took off with his girdle thing.
What do these creatures want? The only thing I can figure out is that they're a dying race. They want to reproduce more of their own kind.
We live high on the hog for the rest of our lives. All I want to do is get my girl back. I got guns and lights out in the car. No!
I can have you. Except they still look like animals. How horrible.
Horrible.
Get up there!
I've actually seen that one.
Yeah, that was the
Flash.
the first one was the Buggy Creek Predator we were talking about.
Mhm.
The second one was the Bigfoot with John Carradine from 1970, and could actually should win the SCHLOCK Award for being probably the worst of all the Bigfoot movies ever freaking made, including Bigfoot versus D.B. Cooper, and even Return to Boggy Creek with Dana Plato or something was even better than that.
Really?
Are you familiar with the one with Dana Plato?
I've never seen the one with Dana Plato. No. Is it?
I
That
wish
one's better?
you had the ability to Google. I mean, while we're doing this,
I could. I better not. I could.
yeah, if one of us could Google, we could tell you more about it. But there's another Bigfoot movie, and I think it's called Return to Boggy Creek, and it actually has Dana Plato, the actress. I think Different Strokes,
Yeah, that's the one.
and she and her little brother are saved in a hurricane by Bigfoot, and it's called Return to Boggy Creek.
Crazy.
And I can't believe you don't know about that movie, being a good stuff guy.
Yeah. I'm just not familiar with it.
As a matter of fact, when I was on with Dave Sunstorm and we were talking Bigfoot stuff, I think we even talked about that movie.
I remember you being on Dave's channel, but that was a couple years ago, wasn't
It's been a while.
it?
Right?
Yeah, most recently, I guess the most recent thing I done was on Brainbender's Banner. I was telling Bigfoot stories and stuff like last week or week before.
Yesterday.
And that's been the most recent thing I done. And before that, I was on with Bigfoot, Michigan Rob.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
And that's not, make it big for a minute, Sarah.
Sure.
And my friend Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, he wrote these really cool books. It's called True Cryptid Encounters. This is book one. I've read through this book, and it's like one of the best books I've ever read for covering the Bigfoot, Dogman, and other cryptids that you might have had encounters with, and those stories And the reason I'm bringing up Bigfoot Michigan Rob is his new book, True Cryptid Encounters Book 2, just come out this week. And I've done picked up my copy. I haven't started it yet, but if it's as good as read as the first book, I think it's going to be incredibly a great thing to get you in the mind for these cryptid talks or Bigfoot stuff.
Awesome.
Everything's supposed to be based on true stories, so you get a general gist for it.
Well, the funny thing about the Folk County monster is supposedly it only has 3 toes. And my understanding of most of the Sasquatch sightings is the bones are shifted a little more to support the weight of an 800-pound creature, but they have 5 toes like a human foot. So that's what makes the folk monster different. And as far as I know.
And they the Bigfoot researchers, not necessarily me, but the Bigfoot researchers believe that there's such a small population of Bigfoot that a lot of inbreeding went on, and the 3-toe characteristic was like the Megalay man from Kentucky, the people who inbred and caused genetic problems from the lack of the lack of how you say the lack of
DNA mixing.
Female prospects it would have. And they think that might have caused the 3-toe thing. And also that would explain maybe its outburst and anger attitude, because it's like mental Bigfoot.
Oh.
You know.
Oh. That adds up.
Special needs Bigfoot. Got it.
Or maybe even got into some radiation, or radiation could cause deformities like that may affect your mental state too.
Or maybe Bigfoot bred with man, and there you go. Don't do that.
Our friend Miss Sarah has a friend named Snarky, and she lives in Arkansas, and she's a couple 100 miles north of Falk, Arkansas. And she has a creature called the Loop Creek creature that's actually documented in her area. We were talking about it on another stream.
Yeah, last night on Triple Beats. Or also maybe on Thursday. Yeah, I don't remember. Listen.
Cool. Has she seen it though? The Folk County monster?
No.
She was familiarizing us with the legend.
Well, I mean, she could have. If it's Arkansas, how would she know? I mean, who knows?
So Men Thrash, both of us being from what's called a good stuff community, right? And I'm a Bigfoot guy. I'm a paranormal researcher. I've hunted Bigfoot and I've lizard man investigated, and just about anything you can think of, I went out and did investigations on. I started with my mother trying to get pictures of ghosts when I was a kid. I've always been into the paranormal. It's been my thing. But also, like Thrash over there, we're part of this good stuff community where we love old classic TV shows. We hang out with this guy named Dave Sunstorm and the Unapologetic Geek and Harold the Hatter, who's all into this really good stuff, old classic TV and movies. So we can't talk about Bigfoot Pons without a big long dissertation of the $6 Million Man featuring Bigfoot with Andre the Giant, the greatest of all wrestlers, because wrestling's like my other thing, by the way.
Wrestling?
So it's like a triple crossover for me. It's Bigfoot, it's good stuff, and it's wrestling. Wow, it's like the coolest thing on earth, right?
Well, I gotta tell you, the $6 Million Man, which is one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. My mother actually bought me the rocket and the action figure and stuff. I was really the $6 Million Man when I was a kid. And I had heard of Bigfoot before I saw it on the $6 Million Man, but Bigfoot, I think, became mainstream in this country thanks to the $6 Million Man. It gave it such exposure that it became a thing. And it didn't hurt that it was Andre the Giant, who was 7'4", I want to say. They found an actual giant to play with. Andre the Giant was absolutely amazing. Most people, if you've seen him in something, most people remember him from The Princess Bride. But he was, And wasn't he in the $6 million man? It turns out that the Bigfoot was actually an alien cyborg, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's actually a robot from another planet under control of the space people.
Yeah.
Sandy
But-
Duncan or something.
That sounds right. But it really, that's what put Bigfoot on the radar of a lot of Americans, particularly young ones, because
But a lot of people who really, the older crowd, I would suppose, like me, I had an encounter with something when I was a kid. I knew early on what a Bigfoot was, way before the TV shows started talking about this is the real thing. I knew what a Bigfoot was.
Was that right in South Carolina?
I think the show that woke the world up to it was Leonard Nimoy's In Search Of in '77, which was the first time on a national stage it was covered more than a mention in a documentary or a bad movie.
Was that the first time they aired the Patterson Gilman footage? Was that on?
Well, there's a lot of debate about that. A lot of people think the first time it was aired was in '70 something in that documentary movie, and then again in '77 on In Search Of. But I, being older, swear to God, that nobody else remembers it, and the tape don't exist. But as a kid, I remember staying up and watching the Johnny Carson show one night with my parents, and Roger Patterson and Gimlin were on there talking about their Bigfoot encounter, and they showed that video. And I swear that's the first time I ever saw it, but apparently it's a Mandela effect and it didn't happen.
Well, I saw Nelson Mandela's funeral, so if not his, then whose? And also,
but you got to also remember a lot of Johnny Carson tapes were erased, and they didn't retain them all. So there's a possibility that what I saw just don't exist no more, but did happen.
Because that would have been like what, 73, 74?
Yeah.
What year did Patterson
die? Probably after 76, 77.
Okay. Well, I thought Patterson died in like 75.
I'm not sure. I really don't. Not. I think he lived a little bit longer than that, though.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not sure, though. Really, I don't know exactly his death date. I know that he died.
Yes. And
I know the other guy's still alive.
On his deathbed, he swore that was not faked, that was legit. So, if he needed to clear his conscience, he didn't.
Well, once again, you look at the level of costuming going on when that video was shot, and you got to remember that the most advanced thing out was to make up for Planet of the Apes at the time.
Ooh, that was realistic.
Or the really, really horrible looking costumes from them. What was the name of that old Hammer movie, I think, with Christopher Lee hunting Yeti or something.
Oh, yes.
I can't remember the name of it, but they were the most advanced costumes out. You look how crappy they look. and then you watch the Patterson Gimlin film and you see how that thing looks. You have to go to yourself, wow. And you were talking about the $6 million man. I had to whip him out like Chance Martell does on the nostalgic pod blast, and showed the little Rudy Wells. I got the little Rudy Wells.
Visual aids.
And I got the little Oscar Goldman.
Oh, Oscar Goldman.
And unfortunately, I've got the $6 million man, but I'm gonna have to get Rudy to work on him. He's having some problems with his bionics. I'm kind of a 12-year-old.
And of course,
don't let kids play with your collectibles.
I know,
right?
really.
I know. I broke my dad's gun to the rifleman, right? Like that, because I was still on it.
Ah! No matter how much they beg or cry or scream.
Right? Yeah. Listen, don't.
Okay, that's interesting.
What's interesting?
That needs to go away. It went away.
All right.
And
anyways.
The $6 million man, of course, was a direct inspiration to the short-lived Croft Super Show edition, Bigfoot and Wild Boy, which is where they combined two legends. first of all, the show would have never been made if it wasn't for the fascination kids had with Bigfoot after the $6 Million Man. But they even went so far as the director stole the tropes from $6 Million Man. When Bigfoot runs, he runs in slow motion. When he jumps, he makes a effect, which is funny because Bigfoot's not bionic. He just jumps very far. But they go, we'll use the trope from $6 Million Man and it'll look cool. Or when he throws a boulder, it goes, it's like, is this bionic Bigfoot? But the show lasted like 2 years, and there's surprisingly little fun facts about it. One fun fact I did find: did you know that the guy Ray Young, who is actually the man in suit for Bigfoot, he also played a hominid in another show. If you remember Salvage One with Andy Griffith, they go to an island where there's a Bigfoot style creature, and he plays it in there as well.
Well, I did not know that.
Little fun fact.
Very fun.
I like the old TV show Bigfoot and Wild Boy. I played it a couple of times when I did my late night live streams last year.
They were
the
fun.
Year before. Whenever I used to do that stuff.
They were fun. They were incredibly contrived, but they were very fun.
That's one of the few things you can get away with showing on YouTube that they won't give you a big copyright strike for is the Bigfoot and Wild Boy episode.
And the sheriff in that, one more fun fact for you Star Trek fans out there. The sheriff was in one of my favorite TOS episodes, A Private Little War. He plays a Klingon. That's the one that, speaking of hominids, that's the one that has the Matango, Mango, Mongo. It's the big white poisonous ape that goes.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have the root. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, and Kovac, Kim Kovac, she's hot.
Right? Whoa!
Oh, so hot.
Just in case anybody did not see that episode, highly recommend it. It's very good. Excellent TOS. 100%.
I'm guessing most of the people who watch us are familiar with Star Trek, but you are so right, Sister Sarah. In the unlikely event you are not familiar with it, yeah, it's called The Private Little War, and it's one of the best episodes.
Yes, it's very interesting. The Prime Directive, very interesting in that one. Believe it isn't. Whatever. Okay.
Pons, here's a question for you. The big debate. A Star Wars question.
Okay. Love it.
Was the Wookiee a Bigfoot?
No. No, the Wookiee was not a Bigfoot. A Bigfoot is a primordial creature. It spurns technology and lives a pastoral life in the forest. Wookiees have adapted technology in some ways more advanced than human races. So they may have been derived along the same biological evolutionary pattern, but no, they're not the same thing. That's my vote.
Really?
Well, anyway,
just point this out real fast. If you look at some Sumerian literature, they got these things called the Anunnaki. And the Anunnaki come to Earth from another planet. You ever hear of Zachariah Stitchin?
There's a bell ringing in my head, but it's probably the tinnitus.
Anyway, he deciphered these so-called tablets that come from ancient Sumeria like thousands of years ago. And the Sumerians tell a story about this race called the Anunnaki, this race of giant, larger than normal people like us that come from another galaxy here, like ancient aliens. Mm-hmm. And as their guardian class, so to speak, they brought this hairy race of creatures with them called Enkidu. And the Enkidu were exactly what Chewbacca was in Star Wars.
Yeah, in the Epic of Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh's best friend was Enkidu. And you're right, he's exactly like a big
Gilgamesh was the son of one of the Anunnaki, and Enkidu was the leader of the hairy people, Wood tribe, who became a friend, but actually was the guardian or servant class to the Anunnaki.
That holds water. If you read
But you see, that's where certain ideas for a Wookiee and coming in as a part of the ancient aliens, and because the creatures were trapped here on Earth after that Anunnaki left, they morphed into Bigfoot of the woods. That's why they disappear the way they do. It's because they still have remnants of their ancient technology. They can still do time warps and portals and all that stuff, and teleport. That's why it's been 50 years and nobody ever found a Bigfoot body, right?
Or that they're eating themselves. Just saying.
Well, that was another thing. There are a lot of animals that hide the remains of their fallen comrades, I guess you could say. The idea being you don't want predators to know that you're in, like, for example, if you're a raccoon and there's a dead raccoon, the coyotes might know they're a raccoon in the area and try to hunt them. So that's why you don't see a lot of dead raccoon unless you're driving on a road and get hit by a car.
I saw one raccoon die. It climbed a power pole, chewed the wire, and went and it smoked on the way down. It very dramatic.
See, I got a different perspective on that, Pons. I'm an old country boy. I live in South Carolina. My backyard is the forest.
Gotcha.
It's been my experience that no matter how big it is or what it is, if it dies in the woods in a week, every scavenger and predator in the area, from coyotes, foxes, bobcats, raccoons, possums, everything done had a bite off of that steak, and it's over, it's gone. Hell, the rats come out the woods and eat up the bones and the horns off the dead deer. I mean, there's literally nothing left in a week and a half of anything that dies in the woods.
So basically, what if the Bigfoot themselves aren't hiding their own fallen dead, other forest scavengers are doing the job for them, is what you're saying?
Yeah. If, like I said, a bear or a big 300-pound deer gets took down in the woods, you go back a week later, they ain't nothing there because the predators and the scavengers have cleaned. It might be some fur. You rarely even find a skull because the rats will pick the bones clean.
Not to mention all the bugs that eat the Bigfoot too.
And after the maggots and the bugs and everything get done with whatever meat's left over, then the gnawers like squirrels and rats and chipmunks that eat the bones, they come in and clean up the rest. The little bone-gnawing creatures.
Bone
Big pointy teeth.
Mm.
Oh, and good night, Geek. He went to bed.
Oh.
Yeah, so everybody got to forgive me on this phone. I can't see the chat or nothing.
That's all
the
right.
screen's so teeny and tiny because I'm used to my laptop. This is not cool, man.
Yeah, love it. Yeah. Do you want me to play the other one now?
Sure.
Exactly.
All right. I think this one I have on the thing now. Yeah. Okay.
I wish I could remember what it was.
Me too. That'd be really fun. But here it is.
If you don't play the porn.
If you sent me that, I would be upset. Okay, you did. Okay, good.
We're about to find out.
Well, it's on his channel, so. All right, here it is.
But that's just the other one. I think for Boggy Creek. The short one.
You sent me them both. This is the other one.
Yes.
It's a short Boggy Creek one.
Just didn't look like anything I'd ever seen. I thought at first it might be some kind of a wild man. I couldn't tell all that hair just what it was. I changed my shells and my shotgun from squirrel shot to my buckshot. More for my protection than anything else. If I'd had my rifle, I believe I could have knocked him down easy. Newspaper and television coverage resulted in nationwide publicity. Our immediate reaction was to try to kill him. I suppose if a strange-looking creature from another world showed up, he'd get the same reception. No man's hope blinds the eagle's eye, and things that crawl or swim or fly, feed and breathe and live and die.
He's coming around the port. Yeah, right over there. Right over there. See, there isn't anything over there. He was. That's what we saw last.
He suddenly disappeared. So far as we know, he wasn't seen again for 8 years. Where did he go? Well, we believe he simply headed back deeper and deeper into the bottoms, beyond the reach of men. Only the alligator, the wolf, crane, and possum, and 1,000 other wild creatures heard his occasional lonely cries ringing out over his watery domain.
Do they have alligator in Arkansas?
A world on which we seldom gaze.
I don't know.
A page from the book of yesterday.
I don't see why they couldn't. I just never heard of that.
I got my plate, so.
Here in this primitive river bottom wilderness in southern Arkansas, along with deer, duck, crane, and beaver, lurks a creature that walks upright. Whether it is a man, a monster, or a myth, no one really knows. What we do know is the people around Fouke, Arkansas say they have seen such a creature nearly 250 times since 1954.
This is the first one.
This creature, whatever it is, emits one of the most terrifying sounds ever recorded.
Terrifying.
The Legend of Boggy Creek, rated G.
It's amazing.
Flag.
I always like that movie. That's my favorite of all the Bigfoot movies for sure. You know, you have to give a few honorable mentions out. You got to bring up stuff. I don't know if you've seen any of them. Stuff like Primal Rage or Mountain Devil. And the god awful movie that I really can't stand, The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then Bigfoot, with Sam Elliott, which has to be one of the worst disgusting movies ever made. Did you ever get a chance to see that one, Pons?
No, I remember that one too.
Some of the better ones are like Mountain Devil and Primal Rage, but they're more straight. Exist but they're more straight up Bigfoot horror movies. You know, here's a Bigfoot. You ever see the one called Abominable? About the guy in the wheelchair with the Bigfoot killing the cheerleaders next door?
Yes. Yes, I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel years ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a sci-fi movie. They're more like that. That's the usual. That's the prototype you get for a Bigfoot movie. Is something where Bigfoot's killing some teenagers, or like the Bobcat Goldthwait movie, the Willow Creek. Are you familiar with that, right?
Yeah.
I would say play that trailer, but it's got I put it up on Shop Theater and it got a copyright claim, so we won't be playing Willow Creek trailer. But it's a movie by Bobcat Goldthwait, and it tends to lean a little bit more towards that horror realm of Bigfoot movies. They're not my favorite when they lean towards horror as much as realistic or documentary stuff.
Which I find interesting because you really like horror. So
I love horror, but it depends on how it's done and what the subject matter is. You know, it's more like it's a horror movie's a lot better to me. It's like a Michael Myers with a mask, or a Jason, or a Freddy Krueger kind of stuff, than it is a big hairy Bigfoot thing.
right.
And then, but I'd rather see Bigfoot as a monster killing people than sit through some piece of crap like Sasquatch Sunset, where they're running around taking poops on roads and flinging dung on each other, and making the whole Bigfoot thing look pathetic. You know,
Right? I mean, that's what people do.
in the Bigfoot world, that is borderline pathetic. And I suppose for us good stuff guys, I got to bring up the movie just called Bigfoot from 2020 that had Danny Partridge and one of the Bradys in it.
Danny Bonaducci and which Brady?
Greg Brady was in it, and it was about a Bigfoot, and the Bigfoot was giant, almost the size of a King Kong or something. I know, more like Mighty Joe Young size. You know, it's just a super big giant, way bigger than it should be. Stepping on Jeep size Bigfoot. It was pretty pathetic too.
Right. Well, that's interesting. See, me for Bigfoot stuff, I like the realistic stuff for them. Anyways, yeah, I like realism when it comes to it. Everybody should support birds. There you go. Okay.
Like I said, I don't really like being on the phone. I like the laptop a lot better. I don't know why it's having issues.
What isn't?
Everything's having issues.
Right?
Mm.
I'm not. That's a first.
My whole week's
go.
been one issue after another issue after another issue this week. It's been a nightmare.
Yes, Barry Williams. Thank you.
The worst issue I had was I got paid, and I went to the store and I got some cigars and some gas and stuff, and I went to draw out money to pay the bills, and the chip had malfunctioned sometime in that 30 minutes since the last time I used the card. And then I could not use my card to get access to none of my money. I had to call and order another card. And, oh, yeah, we can express it to you. Won't take but 24 hours. You know what? That would work any other time but a holiday weekend.
Well, couldn't you go to the
So I
bank
probably
and
won't
hit
get my
the
card
ATM?
on Tuesday or Wednesday.
The card chip isn't working. How can he do that?
Oh,
It's not a bank card. It's a Social Security disability card, and it's to the Social Security account. And
Right. Regardless, if it's not working, Pons.
Yeah.
she's right. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
I have to wait till I get a new one. And even though they're express mailing it to me, it's still going to be Tuesday or Wednesday before I get it because of these
If you're lucky, because of the holiday.
holidays.
He's gonna cry.
Sorry, bro. That sucks.
There you go. We got you. We understand. Pons.
Gotcha. So,
Yeah.
well.
Just like I said, it's been one of them weeks. If it could go wrong this week, it has went wrong.
And it's only Sunday. It's been a tough week, and it's only Sunday. Oh,
Right?
right? Right.
This week is going to be so much fun. I can just see it now. You know what? I'm supposed to have my dentist appointment on the 3rd. Then they switched it to the 6th. And then I got a text from my mom's phone, because not mine, because my mom's, saying that they want me on the 3rd now. So now I don't know. And I can't get a hold of them because it's been a weekend plus the holiday. So I don't know.
Yeah, at least you got your mouth fixed.
Right? It's been helpful, hasn't it? Yeah, I swallowed the tech crown. Probably
That
the best move I made.
sucks. That sucks. When I heard that story, I was like, wow. Nothing is more frustrating than dental pain. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Right?
Nothing.
Then on top of
No.
your back pain always, and then everything else. Like,
Mm.
right? You can't talk. It's crazy.
Crazy, man.
It's crazy.
I remember now that Andre the Giant only played Bigfoot in the one Bigfoot episode for the first time, but the other two times on the Bionic Woman and the second time on the Bionic Man, it was somebody else. The Addams Family guy, I think. Was it Ted Cassidy?
Cassidy, Stephen Cassidy. It was either him.
No, it was the Jaws, or was it the Jaws guy?
I think it was the Jaws guy. I think it was Keel, Richard Keel. I think his name was. I think it was him.
Oh, really? I always thought it. For some reason, I was thinking it was Lurch.
It could have been, but I honestly think it was Richard Keel, who would actually also. He was actually in an episode of The Monkees. There's an episode with John Hoyt where he plays a mad scientist, and he's trying to create like a Frankenstein style musician, and Richard Kiley plays the monster. He of course was also in Ega. I'm sure you've seen Ega over the years.
Oh yeah, I know that movie.
He's not really a Bigfoot. He's just sort of a caveman who's still
Yeah,
around.
he's a Neanderthal or something.
Yeah.
Who was the lady, the doctor lady in that? It was her last movie.
Oh, you're thinking of Trog. You're thinking of Trog, and it was Joan. It was Joan Crawford.
Oh, I got my monster movies mixed up.
You got your Cro-Magnon or caveman movies. Yeah, that was actually an English movie. And
he was the one running around in the desert trying to get a girlfriend, right?
Exactly, and it's
and the other one's the one where the lady doctor tries to communicate with the caveman. And it was her last movie. See?
Michael Goth plays a rival scientist who agitates the Trog so that he'll go nutcase, but he gets his own comeuppance. But yeah, things do not work out well. The best part of Trog, though, is actually when they do a mental, was it he goes back to like when he was still a caveman, and he has all these recollections of dinosaurs, which is funny because the dinosaurs weren't around when the cavemen were. But there's really, really awesome stop motion dinosaurs in that, and apparently that was actually borrowed from this BBC documentary, because for a really, really, really low budget movie, it has really, really great dinosaur effects.
Nice.
Wow.
So are they claymation or are they
similar to claymation? They're a little more advanced, but they're like a stop motion situation. Very similar to the stuff you'd see from Harryhausen.
Don't know what that is. Sounds great.
Oh, Ray Harryhausen. He did Jason and the Argonauts. He did pretty much any stop motion you could think of. He did it, with the exception of King Kong. But other than that,
now stop motion is something I've never been able to patience for sure. Because ADHD can't even with that. Like I said, I'll die with those angels. I can't do with that. It's just too much. So whenever I can see claymation or any of that stuff, right? I love that stuff. It's just so difficult to make, and I don't have the patience, let alone the attention span to that. So claymation and all that stuff, stop animation, great stuff.
I love the early stop motion animation movies. You saw a lot of stop motion stuff pre-70s.
Before computer graphics.
I think the stop motion era ended with Clash of the Titans.
That was the last stand. That was the swan song. It's
been used hurrah.
Exactly. It had been used a little here and there since as well, but that was the last major motion picture where that was the major type of special.
I don't know if you ever saw this movie called Basket Case. They used some claymation effects in it that were kind of cheesy, but I liked them. And you also got a little bit of that in the John Carpenter's remake of The Thing.
Yes, there was at the very end. The big monster is stop motion. And a few other things as well, but it's more of like they're doing like an homage. Like, here's a nod to Willis O'Brien, here's a nod to J. Danforth, that type of situation.
Pons, I think it's about time we wrap this thing up. You look tired. I know she's tired, and I'm about to lose my mind. I would say something, but I'm not sure. This is only on Sarah's channel, right?
Yes. So
this
you
one
can
is
still say
it's not on your channel, right, Pons?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, well, today's been a clusterfuck.
While I have you, though, please, everyone who is not already subscribed to my channel, please go on Thrash Pondo Pons. And
can somebody drop a link, please?
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, what you should be able to do, Pons, if you want to put this on your show, on your channel, you should be able to download this show to your laptop and then repost it. From what I've been told.
Right, yeah, but you're going to have to use a downloader for that, because unless you already attached it to the stream beforehand, you're not going to get it like that. And also, you don't have access to my StreamYard, so you can't just download it like that. So you just have to do it that way.
Gotcha.
But you can still do it that way.
I'll give it a shot. But guys, this has
been a lot of fun. Too much profanity.
And I'm glad we kept swinging, because I know how frustrating it was for everyone trying to get this show on the road.
Thanks.
Both you guys and our audience. So I appreciate everyone's persistence that we finally got a show on the road. The next one will be even gooder, I promise.
Even more better.
I hope so. I hope it's a little bit easier to pull off.
I'm sure it will be, Dan. I'm sure
yes,
it will be,
Dan. I hope I don't have to use a telephone.
But,
right?
I just want to say also,
actually, the phone has a pretty good picture and it turns the right way and everything. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. It just could be a little bit louder.
Yeah, well, we can hear you at least, so that's a big plus.
It's been great working with you guys, though. I've been wanting to do this for some time, and it was absolutely
great. Right? Amazing. And we got it done, and like people showed up and they waited. So that says good thing coming. So just wait till the next one.
It'll be better next time, because we won't be in my field house talking about Bigfoot and stuff. We'll be talking about something that Pons likes a lot more, like movie monsters or something in that nature. So Halloween's coming up, and we are going to do monsters.
Yeah, nice. Emily posted a great Facebook meme about how September is the kickoff to Halla month, and I'm like, I coined a new phrase. I'm calling it Halla season. September and October is Hallow season.
Right?
But yes.
I do want to just point out, though, I did write the song that we used for the intro for the Bigfoot stuff. I did write that on Suno. It is actually on my channel. It is unlisted, so I will be relisting that. The other ones didn't make the cut. But the outro, Dan helped me put together. I made the song for it again on Suno, and he gave me the footage to put to it. So I just wanted to throw that out there now.
Excellent.
She does awesome work. She's the best producer on YouTube.
Thank you, Sarah.
And co-host.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And my other co-hosts also appeared in chat as well, so that's epic too. So thank all them as well. Good to see everybody. Good to everybody showed up, and make sure everybody drops their links on my end, because everybody gets reached up. So if you want to drop links, now's your chance to figure it out.
Hopefully Hopper's doing that for us.
I haven't seen him drop a link yet, but you know what? But what Jammin did, 9/11 did, and some other people came in and did too. So there you go.
You can give me a link if you can for the SCHLOCK Theater channel. It needs all the help it can get. And that's why I've been showing the Bigfoot videos this week.
Nice. Well, also too, those two videos are linked in my chat, because I haven't put them there so I could grab them up. Anyways, I did my thing. Anyways, so they're also in the chat as well.
If you want to see real Bigfoot stuff, check out Project Cryptid. If you want to hear some paranormal talk, check out Eric over at Gypsy Road. Be sure to check out my friend Bigfoot, Michigan Rob. Be sure to get his.
Yeah, I gave him your number. Crazy. All right, anyways. So yeah, everybody check out what he said. Also, check out everybody at my end. Chance, Triple B, Lobo, Snarky, Dan, whatever he does. This Pons guy, him as well. I'll do stuff with Geek on his channel now, and also he comes on mine every now and then, so check him out too. You know what? Check Keebler out. Check everybody out. Just do it. This anger, emotion to support animals. I don't know. Anyways, at the end of the day, I love you guys. This has been great. I can't wait till the next one. But I said I hit the right link.
Well, I think I can.
Myself.
I can wait.
Well, we
I
got
can
like
wait a
2
long
weeks.
time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I know you are. That is.
No,
I'm joking. I jest.
Shirley, you jest. I never jest.
jest.
Don't call me
jest.
Shirley.
Can't wait till the next time, and hopefully everything will be in a little bit less irritating order.
I'm
Something like
sure
that.
it will. I'm sure.
All right, well then I will play us out, and then if you guys stick backstage, we'll talk, and if not, I'll see you guys next time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Take care.
Let me go to that one, and bye.
Sit right back, it's time to show. With Pons and Dan in a TV flow. Geeks for sure with tales to tell. Every Sunday is pretty swell. Good times here, you'll want some more. Remember days you can't ignore. Kids and family, friends so dear. Join us now, the crew is here. On the artifact, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh girl, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, flip, so revere. Groovy shows from days gone by. Epic moments never die. Internet was such a blast. Fun with friends, let's make it last. Time to laugh and time to chat. Geek out hard and that's a fact. Sarah's here to add the spice. Memories that feel so nice. Love the artifact, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh girl, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, flip, so revere. Love the artifact, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh girl, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, let's all revere. These shows from days gone by. Epic moments never die. Internet was such a blast. Fun with friends, let's make it last. Time to laugh and time to chat. Geek out hard and that's a fact. Sarah's here to add the spice. Memories that feel so nice. Like